kind of prided myself on is just kind of be good where your feet are. I think, when you're a young coach, you get all excited and you're trying to climb the ranks and you're trying to, maybe think like, oh man, maybe I can make this move and this move. And, I never really did that.
Episode 110 featured Chase Vogler, the offensive coordinator at the University of Minnesota Duluth. For more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe.
To get things started, Coach, can you just share with the audience about your career and how you've gotten involved in your current role ultimately?
Yeah, so I played at Duluth. Our current head coach, Kurt Weezy, was my offense coordinator when I played. Kind of the reason I got into coaching was kind of learning from him as a player. I realized I want to get into coaching pretty early in my college career once I realized it can be a full-time job. So went that route. Ended up playing overseas in Germany for a year and just enjoying life a little bit, and then came back and did a really short stint at Western Illinois as a GA. Worked only for about 4 months there, but worked with a ton of good coaches. And then I took a kind of an emergency hire full-time job at UW Stout, a Division III school in Wisconsin, as a pass game coordinator and a quarterbacks coach. Was in that role for about a year and a half, and then took over the offense coordinator role there for about 3 seasons. And then was hired back in Duluth in 2019, January 2019, almost 5 years to the day, to work for Coach Weezy in the current role I'm in.
Can you talk about what it's like coaching for the school you played for?
Yeah, I know it's I it was kind of a nice breaking period because I was here about 5 years after I was done, so I didn't really have to coach any guys I played with. It was kind of a normal stepping stone, but coaching in Duluth is special to me. Obviously, I chose this school when I was 18 years old and had a great career here, 4 years, and then came back and just obviously a lot of pride. I think there's a lot of coaches that end up coaching at their alma mater, and you just kind of carry in the same excitement and pride that you had as a player into the coaching world. And I think it's not necessarily easier, but just more natural of passing on, expectations and, stories and stuff like that to guys that are on the team currently, because you've done it. You're part of it for 4 years, and the culture hasn't changed much here, which is cool. We got a lot of really good kids, and kind of build ourselves out of Wisconsin and Minnesota. And it was the same way when I was a player, and we got a good thing going with these guys, and it's definitely just a lot of fun, being back here.
For sure. And I saw on the website you were the quarterback. So can you talk about that experience, leading the team from a player's perspective and then now leading the whole offense as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a ton different. It's obviously different respect levels and expectations and friendships and relationships. But when you're a quarterback, your main focus is make sure the whole offense is going in one direction. As a captain, your focus is to make sure the team's going in the right direction. And as a coach now, it's it's the same thing. You're just trying to make sure that everything's working, everybody is working towards a common goal, and it just kind of is a little bit of a different role. You're more on top of things, and as a player and a captain or a quarterback, you're around it, 24/7. Whether it's you know, on the weekends when you're hanging out with everybody, or in the locker room or in the weight room, coaching is a little different. It's more focused when guys are here on campus.
Definitely. And having coached for just about 10 years at this point, if you had to go back in time to when you were just getting started off, what would you tell yourself to better suit your current self at that time?
Yeah, I think something that kind of prided myself on is just kind of be good where your feet are. I think when you're a young coach, you get all excited and you're trying to climb the ranks and you're trying to maybe think like, oh man, maybe I can make this move and this move. And I never really did that. I don't know if I ever really applied for a job when I was at Stout. I have never applied for a job at Duluth. um, I just want to try to focus on where we're at right now and continue to be good. And then naturally in the coaching world, good things happen, whether it's a promotion at the current school you're at, whether you start getting calls from other schools. But sometimes in this business, people are trying to always continuously move. And I've been lucky, I think I was at Stout for 5 seasons, so I was able to see my first recruiting class graduate. Now I've been at Duluth for 5 seasons, so I've been able to see my first recruiting class here graduate, and that's a really cool thing and something that I don't know if a lot of coaches get to enjoy because of just the constant move. But I really enjoyed that part of it, and um, just something that I think is important. Rather than continue chasing the next best thing, is just to kind of find a spot that you really enjoy, you like who you work with, you like where you live, and being really good in that situation.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things that I see coaches when I talk to them. Sometimes they fall into that trap of just looking for that next best thing. So, for you, that seems like you found your niche right there. Sticking with the program that you played with. And any last words, coach, you wanted to share with the audience today?
No, I mean, I think good situations and good opportunities come from guys that work hard and treat people well. In this business, and it's an awesome business. Whether it's a high school level coach or a college level coach, I think it's very unique and rewarding at the same time if you do it right. But no, I just really appreciate you having me on and talking a little bit, and I look forward to the next time.
Yeah, and for the audience watching. Minnesota Duluth had a 9-2 season, so congrats on the good season, coach, and best of luck as you're recruiting and for next season as well.